Next, I would like to introduce, you've all been waiting for this evening, former Presidente Vicente Fox, who is a world-recognized leader who brought about much democratic change. We already have witnessed story the strength he has in his leadership and how he really helped our great neighbor and nation, Mexico. Please welcome President Vicente Fox.
Claro que quiero cantar. Muy difícil saber qué hacer en este estrado después de lo que hemos vivido aquí el día de hoy. Realmente es difícil para mí, but I'm going to try. Buen apetito. Y muchísimas gracias por esta invitación a disfrutar de esta maravillosa fiesta. To enjoy this great gala dinner. Thanks to the Museum of Arte y Glamour. Thanks to John, to Silvia, that has given me the opportunity to meet so many known faces and friends that are here tonight. Alejandro, long time since I hadn't seen you. Great to see you again. Juan Pablo, ¿dónde estás, Juan Pablo? Jean Paul, viva patrón. You know, he's a great supporter of Centro Fox, the first presidential library built outside of the United States. Michael, thanks for your imagination and your commitment to Haiti. We are going to change the face of Haiti with housing, with jobs, and building a better future for the families in that nation. And to Lupita, Juanito, Pedro, Juan, these wonderful paisanos que nos están sirviendo aquí en estas mesas. Men and women, men and women of great dignity, men and women, queridos paisanos, that you're a very special cast, different people, full of courage, full of commitment, passion, compassion, full of desire to build a better future for them and their families. I love you, paisanos. You're my heroes. And we will win this battle. Not by opening the border, but by tearing off the walls and building bridges between Mexico and this great nation. We're neighbors, we're friends, we're partners. United States and Mexico. We are, by far, the most successful region in the world. But today, There are threats. There are menaces. The world is shifting from west to east. The forecast is that Asia, China, and its economy soon will be larger than U.S. economy. And we have to question ourselves, what is that future coming? What are going to be the guiding values that we have built for centuries in the Western world? Pretty well expressed by the founding fathers of this nation. Equal opportunities to all, democracy, freedom, monumental values that we have lived for, and which is the American dream. The American dream is the dream of the continent. It's the dream of the America. And we must work together to make sure that with the leadership that we have, with the capacities, with the strength, and with that force that we all have within, we will build the future that we want, not the one that is forecasted. And today, with this experience, sharing with you, here we have the highest values of humanity. There's nothing better than giving, nothing better than being for others. There's no other way to happiness than do things for our neighbor, do things for our families and nation. This time the home of thy neighbor is burning. And it's time to do something about it. Violence, drugs, crime are hitting Mexico. Basta de guerra. Alcancemos la paz. No more war. We want peace. It's really moving what we saw on these screens. 31,000 from all over Mexico claiming for peace. Yes, Mexico is in problems, and we don't deserve that. It's not our problem. We don't consume drugs as they are consumed in this nation. We don't produce drugs as they are produced in this nation. We don't produce arms, weapons, and ammunition as it is produced in this nation. We just happen to be in between. Those countries that produce the drug down south in Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, and Bolivia, and those who consume the drugs in this nation. A market worth $50 billion US a year that nourishes the cartels, that gives them the opportunity to equip themselves with the most modern arms and ammunition, that gives them the opportunity to hire kids, 15 to 25-year-olds in Mexico for $500 a month. They come out every day to kill or die. We have to get out of this trap in Mexico. And we have to stop this war. And we have to build peace. There's no better way of building peace than through culture, through education, through opportunities. And this is what those kids deserve. Those kids were not born criminals. They do not have criminality on their genes. Somewhere along on the road, they didn't get the scholarship they were looking for. They didn't get the job that they needed. But they didn't get the opportunity to be in a football team, or to be playing the violin, or to be playing the piano, or to be singing like Antonio has sung today. Opportunities is a key issue that we must build for these kids in Mexico. And culture, art, is the way to go. We at Centro Fox, the first presidential library built in Mexico, are very close to this foundation, to this museum, because we understand very clearly that we human beings do our best only in scenarios of peace, of harmony, of unity. And then we see the magnificence of every single person, because we are all leaders. We are born leaders, all of us. We're leaders all the time of our life. We never end up building our leadership. Unfortunately, most of us do not discover that leadership. Don't go within ourselves and ask, who am I? What am I in this life for? What is my life project? What is the purpose? Purpose is a very strong, meaningful word. Nothing in human activity is done without purpose. And purpose must be a good, solid cause. Look at this masterpiece we just saw on these screens. That magnificent building. But every human activity must first have purpose. It has to start with an objective. And the objective is clear in this masterpiece that was just presented here. Now, the albañiles will know what are they going to be putting bricks there for. They won't have to be told that they're going to build a cathedral, or they're going to build this magnificent piece of architecture. And they will know that this piece of architecture will house the best of the culture, the best of Mexico, ancient centuries that are going to be held within those, not walls, those windows. And this is where we all come together. This is where these pieces of art can only be done when we work together, when we unite. And that's the whole spirit of this gala dinner. That's the reason many of you came here. And that's the reason I came here also. Unfortunately, without Martha. We already sent her a song through Tony's voice, and I'm sending her right now my love, my kisses, because this world has to be made in the 21st century by love, by compassion, and that's what we're here for. There was this man driving his beautiful Cadillac on Hollywood Boulevard. His arm with the open window, his cigar on his mouth, very proud of what he had done. And this other man comes on the same street, on the sidewalk. And he sees the man on the Cadillac and he says, God, why I don't have a Cadillac? He complained to God. And he renegated because he didn't have what the other guy had. And then walking on the street, he saw this other man coming on a wheelchair, without arms, without legs. And he immediately reacted. And he started thanking God because God had given him arms and legs to work, to construct, to make sure that a building like this comes through. And that's the capacity and the power we all have within to make things happen, to make sure that we build a better world. And for anybody that has a doubt, and with this I will end, Deepak Chopra says, gift yourself with 5 minutes in silence every day. Use those minutes to think about if you're doing the best you can. If you're happy with what you're doing. If you need to change some things, or you need to have new ideas and plans. He's advising us to commence every day, to start new ventures, new dreams, new actions. And then he says, we have every day 24 hours to take to practice what we meditated. We have the opportunity to do better every day, to commence again every day. I'm now committed with this project, and I'm sure all of you are. And finally, commercial. June the 1st, 8 o'clock at night, the best Mexican performer will be at Centro Fox, Juan Gabriel. And all of you are invited to come for that weekend in Guanajuato to have the best mole you ever tasted in San Cristobal, where my grandfather got back in 1895, coming from Cincinnati, Ohio, without a penny in his pocket, as a migrant looking for his American dream. And this is the respect we owe to every single migrant into this nation, because this nation has been built by great migrants all along. All of us here. All of us looking back, we have a migrant heritage. And so, God bless you. Have a good night. And Martha and I will be waiting for you in San Cristobal with our arms open, a lot of love, and a lot of Patron tequila.